Hello there, Sir from 17 once again. This is my Nioh level 1 Raoh build. We're using fist and knees, and we're going through Sekigahara Battlefield to take on two challenging bosses that took quite a while to beat because of awkwardness. They weren't as bad as Psyker, because Psyker was being a bitch. Every time I wanted a specific move, he did something else. Every time I expected the other move, he did something else. And he kept cheesing me. He kept doing the things I didn't need, and then doing what I wanted. I'd get something really cool, and then he'd do something I didn't want, and then I'd get annoyed. These bosses were tricky for different reasons. So the first one is Otani, who on New Game Plus is one of the hardest bosses in the game, because he's almost impossible to challenge. You have to dodge him, get one or two hits, and then get the hell out of there, because he's going to just hit you if you don't. On New Game, he's a bitch. He is a straight pussy. He's one of the easiest bosses in the game, because he's super easy to condition, he's super easy to predict, and if you've got a weapon in your hand, you can hit him all the time. You don't have to worry about time limits or getting your hit off, or the fact that he evades really quickly after most of his hits, and it's tough to chase him down when you're trying to punch his bloody lights out. So normally this fight is insignificant. In this run, it became very significant, because I couldn't land. So I had both these buffs that do great damage ticking away from me, leading to no damage, and I couldn't put my shots on the boss. And it led me to fighting him in a completely different way. Instead of getting around him, I was luring him from the front so that I could always land hits. And what I wanted to do is, originally I was trying to knee him to break his stamina, and then I'd change to my fists and buff to beat him up. But that didn't really work too well, because the knees miss a lot because of how evasive he is. And in the end, I used kind of a hybrid strategy of both, with a bit of improvisation. And the one good thing to come out of it, as my controller disconnects there, that's why there was a transition if you saw it, that kept happening today. I had one where it was running perpetually into a corner. That was really annoying. My controller completely locked up. I had to do that reset button on the back of it, you know, where you have to put like a tiny pin in. For whatever reason, it just locked up and I was endlessly running. It was really weird. That's the move we want anyway. I'm standing in front of him to bait that cross slash so I can hit him twice and get out. Not that one, that's a combo. That one, that's the one we want. The problem with what we're doing here is any of these one hits that you see him do can soon turn into multi-hits if you stay in the right range, which means it's difficult to punish them because you don't know if they're going to end or if they're going to continue. And that's why I took a kick to the face just then, and I wasn't very pleased about it. Now he buffs, which I really like, but I'm going to get caught by it in a moment, which is kind of dangerous, but I was okay. There it was. I was hoping that the sprint would enable me to get around it, and it was the one move that could catch me. So it was my mistake, and I shouldn't have made it, but we're alive. That was lucky just then. I was able to buff without incident. Here's the double spin, here's the guard break. I should buff, and then immediately proceed to punch him in the back, because I'll get extra damage because of the crit, and then it's just one more hit to kill him. Wait for what he does, back to the old pattern, which is dog shit easy. Wait for the combo, kick him in the bum, and that's that boss dead. That took about 30 minutes, that one. I was watching The Return of Xander Cage, Triple X3 or whatever they're calling it, which was one of the dumbest films I've seen in a while, but I enjoyed how just straight stupid it was. And it was weird, man. When Michael Bisping turned up, it was just that moment of being like, oh my god, no! Really? Really? And it super highlights just how fucked up his face is now. And I forget what it was. Was it Vitor Belfort that messed up his eye? But he looks weird. He's had a bunch of surgeries because I think he got a detached retina. And he looks completely different in his face. It's really sad because, like, in the grand scheme of things, for a fighter, I thought Michael Bisping was a decent looking guy. He didn't necessarily look like he was a fighter. He didn't have the flat nose. He didn't have all the scar tissue up to, you know, the nth degree. He looked like a dude. But now, the guy looks like he's been in fucking wars. And admittedly, I think he has. I'm not too sure who did it though. I think it was it the steroid thing with Vitor? Or maybe Anderson Silva when he did the flying knee. And Anderson got on some PEDs, didn't he? So they had him as well, but Michael Bisping's in this movie, and immediately I cringed, but he was okay. He wasn't that bad. And I think the thing that really helped is not only is, of course, this guy's an actual fighter, so he knows what he's doing, but they didn't give him too much to say, and he was paired off with both Donnie Yen and, is it Tony Jaa, I think his name is? Two fantastic, I think the Chinese actors who do all the martial arts stuff, amazing choreography, awesome fight scenes, but of course their English is not the best. It's still better than what my Chinese or my Mandarin or Cantonese or whatever would be, but it's still, they have difficulties with it because, you know, they're Chinese. And it was nice to have those guys getting more of a, you know, recognition in our territories, because those people are amazing. They're really, really good, and I would love to see Hollywood hire them more, because they've earned it. Donnie Yen and that Tony Jaa guy are just straight up legends. Tony, maybe not so much as what Donnie is, but I don't really know too much about that guy. Was he the one who was in the Ong Bak movies? I can't remember, but cool people, and the movie was super fucking dumb, which helped. But yeah, Michael Bisping, dude, that was a weird moment. Like, that's fucking Michael Bisping. What am I even watching? But this is Shima, so strafe to his left, kick him in the back. Strafe to his left, kick him in the back. Once you do enough damage, he's going to try and get away from you. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for him to roll, and I'm going to kick him. He will not attack me unless one rare incident where he swept me for some reason. And what I'm going to do is the moment my buff runs out, I'm going to rebuff, and then I'm going to get away from him and he's going to transform. Because what he wants to do here, guys, is transform, but I'm not giving him space to do it. As soon as I do, he'll do it. And this is when he becomes dirty, because he's got this awful trip move. Everything else is easy to dodge. This trip is not. So same strategy here, but don't stay close. If you stay close, he's got some really mean shit. There's the trip. Hate that fucking move. Kick him in the bum, get away, kick him in the bum. That's a two-hitter, hit him in the back. And if I'd have done the same thing now, I'd have finished the fight, I think. But I chickened out, because I was scared. So kick him in the bum. Here's his dirty combo, kick him in the bum. And there you go. His ass is filled with our boot, and Raoh conquers another boss and another level. Thank you for watching. You take care now.